Value added tax. So this is a business tax. For the VAT, it has been amended under RA number 10963. Recently, there is an amendment under 11467. Ang effective dira is VAT sa medicines insofar as VAT is concerned. So the other amendments involved are the excise taxes on alcohol products and vapor cigarettes or vape, no? Under Republic Act 11467. So, RA number 11467 provided, among others, VAT exemption of sale or importation of prescription drugs and medicines for diabetes, high cholesterol, and hypertension beginning January 1, 2020. An increase in excise taxes on alcohol products, tobacco products, and e-cigarettes. The law provided an effectivity date of January 1, 2020 after its complete publication either in the official gazette or in a newspaper of general circulation. However, RA 11467 was only published on January 27, 2020. Thus, as clarified by the Department of Finance through its memorandum dated June 30, 2020, the law became effective only on January 27, 2020. Hence, it cannot be applied retroactively from January 1, 2020. So, what do we mean by VAT? Okay, VAT or value added tax is an indirect tax, and the amount of tax may be shifted or passed on to the buyer, transferee, or lessee of the goods, properties, or services. Therefore, VAT is not a direct tax. Ang income tax, direct tax siya, but ang VAT, indirect tax. So, being an indirect tax, you have learned in our principle that the burden is shifted or passed on to the buyer, transferee, lessee of the goods, services, or properties. VAT is imposed on the following. So first we have on those who in the course of trade or business sells, barters, exchanges, leases goods or properties or renders services, and any import who imports goods whether for personal consumptions or for resale, trade, or business. So for letter A, this is VAT imposed in the course of trade or business involving goods, properties, or services. For letter B, this is VAT imposed on persons who import goods. So there is a VAT imposed regardless of the consumption, whether you will have it for personal use, for trade, or for business. So the importation will still be subject to VAT. So what are the elements of VATable transactions? First, it must be done in the ordinary course of trade or business. Second, there must be a sale, barter, exchange, lease of goods or properties, or rendering of service in the Philippines. And third, it is not VAT exempt or VAT zero rated. So if all three are present, then the transaction is subject to 12% VAT. Absence of one will not make the transaction subject to VAT, okay? However, importations are subject to VAT whether made during the trade or business. Now, what is the meaning of the phrase in the course of trade or business? So it is the regular conduct or pursuit of a commercial or an economic activity, including transactions incidental thereto. For example, the taxpayer is engaged in delivery services of cargoes, products, and articles. So the taxpayer has vehicles, has delivery trucks, delivery vans, motorcycles in the course of the trade or business. Now, the taxpayer decided no, to replete. So, gibag-o niya na sila 500 motorcycle drivers, tapos repleting sila. So, gibag-o nila, tanan 500 motorcycles, okay, gibag-o nila, gi-change, gi-replace, and they bought brand new motorcycles. Now, the 500 motorcycles that are being used, gibaligya nila sa public. Okay? Di na nila kailangan because nagpalit sila brand new. Now, question, is the sale of those 500 motorcycles subject to VAT? The answer is yes. Why? Because in the trade of business, it does not only involve the regular conduct or pursuit of the commercial or economic activity. It also includes transactions incidental thereto. So, incident to their business, kining vehicles, katong 500 motorcycles na gigamit nila sa ilahang business. Now, since they would not be using them na, kaya nagpalit na sila brand new motorcycles, so the sale of the old motorcycles subject to VAT. Why? Because the sale is a transaction incidental to the trade or business. Transactions under the VAT system. So we have transactions subject to 12% VAT. We also have transactions subject to zero rated percent, or 0% rather, zero rated or 0% VAT. We also have exempt transactions. So when we say exempt transactions, it is not subject to either of the 12% or the 0% because the law exempts them from any tax. Or the transactions will be subject to another tax like the percentage tax or another tax treatment. Difference between impact of taxation and incidence of taxation. When we say impact of taxation, this refers to the liability of paying the tax. And who has the liability of paying the tax? It's the statutory taxpayer or the seller. How about incidence of taxation? This pertains to the economic burden of paying the tax. And who bears the economic burden of paying the tax? It's the buyer. So please note, class, that what is being shifted here is not the liability to pay the tax, but only the economic burden of paying the tax. So being shifted to the buyer. Principle of destination as a guiding rule to determine whether the transaction is subject to 12% VAT or 0% VAT. So as a rule of thumb, we use the principle of destination. Sometimes we use the principle of consumption. So for purposes of the principle of destination, the transaction is subject either to 12% or 0%. Now, if the goods or the services are destined within or done locally, here in the Philippines, it will be subject to 12% VAT. So it will be the goods or services or the consumption or the destination is done within the Philippines or done locally. Then the transaction is subject to 12% VAT. Now, if the transaction or the goods or services are to be destined outside of the Philippines, like export, so it will be subject to 0% VAT. So as a general rule, the VAT system uses the destination principle. It means the destination, that the destination of the goods determines the taxation or exemption of the VAT. So goods and services are taxed only in the country where they are consumed. Thus, the exports are zero rated, while the imports are taxed. Okay? Now, what do we mean by the word consumption? So, meaning of consumption as applied to services to determine whether the services are subject to VAT or not. So, here we use the principle of consumption. So confusion in zero rating arises when one equates the performance of a particular type of service with the consumption of its output abroad. So the consumption contemplated by law does not imply that the service be done abroad in order to be zero rated. So as we go to the different transactions later on, katong services done in the Philippines, okay, services are done in the Philippines, but we still subject the services to zero rated, like servicing of an international carrier. So my international carrier here in the Philippines, okay, tapos the servicing, like ang paglimpyo, pag-repair, and other services done to the aircraft were done or performed in the Philippines, yet we zero rate it. Why? Because we use the principle of consumption. So the consumption contemplated by law, even we zero rate it, does not imply that the service should be done abroad. It could be done in the Philippines, but we still zero rate it. Now, consumption here is the use of a thing in a way that thereby exhausts it. So applied to services, the term means the performance or successful completion of a contractual duty, usually resulting in the performer's release from any past or future liability. So, how is this applied? Unlike goods, services cannot be physically used in or bound for a specific place when their destination is determined. Instead, there can only be a predetermined end of a course when determining the service location or position for legal purpose. And the exception is the zero-rated transaction. So as an exception, when the service is done in the Philippines and still zero-rated transaction, because of the following features of the transaction. No? However, the law clearly provides for an exception to the destination principle. Again, that is the zero-rated transaction. Okay, for a 0% VAT rate for the services that are performed here in the Philippines, paid for in acceptable foreign currency and accounted for in accordance with the rules and regulations of the BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Like in our example, the international carrier, okay? Diri gina-service sa Philippines. Diri gina-conduct ang repairs, ang cleaning, ang upkeep maintenance ng aircraft ng international carrier. So, the repairs, the upkeep, the maintenance, done here in the Philippines. But the aircraft, belongs to the international carrier. Now, while it is done in the Philippines, considering the service is done, okay, for the non-resident in the Philippines, they are paid for in acceptable foreign currency and accounted for in accordance with the rules and regulations of the BSP. Then we zero rate the transaction as an exception to the destination principle. In sum, the 0% VAT rate will still be applicable even the service is performed in the Philippines for as long as they are paid for in acceptable foreign currency and accounted for in accordance with the rules and regulations of the BSP. So that is the seeming confusion in the zero rating because as a rule, we follow the destination principle in the sale of goods, properties, or services. Thus, for the supply of service to be zero rated as an exception, so the law merely requires that number one, the service be performed here in the Philippines. Number two, the service falls under any of the categories in Section 102 letter B, now Section 108 letter B of the tax code. And lastly, the service be paid in acceptable foreign currency accounted for in accordance with BSP rules and regulations. Cross-border doctrine. In the case of CIR versus Filminera Resources Corporation, the cross-border doctrine mandates that no VAT shall be imposed to form part of the cost of goods destined for consumption outside the territorial border of the taxing authority. Hence, actual export of goods and services from the Philippines to a foreign country must be free of VAT, while those destined for use or consumption within the Philippines shall be imposed with VAT. So plainly, sales of exports products to another producer or to an export trader are subject to 0% rate provided the export products are actually exported and consumed in a foreign country. What transactions are subject to 12% VAT? So we have letter A, B, C, and D. Section 106A1, VAT on the sale of goods and properties. So this includes barter or exchange. Section 106B, VAT on transactions deemed sale of goods and properties. Section 107, VAT on importation of goods, whether for personal use or for trade or business. And the formula there is 12% times the dutiable value. Okay? And that will give you your VAT. So this includes transfer, sale, or exchange of goods by tax-exempt persons to non-exempt persons. And we have Section 108, VAT on the sale of services and use or lease of properties. So 12% of gross receipts derived from the sale or exchange of services, including the use or lease of properties. Note that under letter A and letter B, the 12% VAT on the gross selling price or the gross value in money of goods or property sold, barter, or exchange or deemed sold in the Philippines, moto ang 12%. So under these transactions, A and B, the 12% VAT is already built in the selling price or built in na siya, no, dito sa selling price. The rule is that the VAT is already deemed included in the selling price and not billed as a separate item from the price. Okay, what are the transactions which are considered as deemed sale? So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. First, transfer, use, or consumption, not in the ordinary course of business of goods or properties originally intended for sale or for use in the course of business. Let's say, for example, naa kay convenience store. Then you are selling, let's say, canned goods, no? You have corned beef. And now, ang nahitabo, wala na nimo ginabaligya ang uban because imong na-consume. So, for personal consumption na, inyuhang gikaon ng imong family. So, for breakfast, nagkuha ka og corned beef sa imuhang convenience store. Now, what will happen to the consumption or the use sa corned beef which were ordinarily for sale to your customers, but now you've been consuming them. Now ginakaon na ninyo sa imong family for breakfast. They are originally intended for sale, but now imong gikaon, let's say half of the goods. So such use or consumption shall be deemed sale. And you as the owner sa convenience store, owner sa katong canned goods, sa corned beef, will be subject to VAT. So, the transfer, use, or the consumption of goods or properties originally intended for sale or for use in the ordinary course of business will be considered as deemed sale. And that transaction, the use or the transfer or the consumption will be subject to 12% VAT. Distribution or transfer to shareholders or investors as share in the profits of the VAT-registered persons or creditors in payment of debt. Okay, for the shareholders, letter A, let's say the company, no, distributes profits or declares dividends and distributes dividends to the stockholders. Now, instead of cash dividends, ang i-distribute, ang gihatag sa stockholders ay goods. So, you have their property dividends. So, unsa to nga goods? Katong gina-manufacture ng company. Let's say the company is engaged in manufacturing corned beef, okay, canned goods. So, katong corned beef, mao'y gipanghatag as property dividends. Now, the distribution of corned beef to the stockholders as their share in the profits sa company, subject to VAT. Why? Because that will be considered as a transaction deemed sale. Okay? How about letter B? Creditors in payment of debt. Let's say, for example, you have a supplier. Supplier ka, na kay supplier ng meat because you're engaged in manufacturing corned beef. So, ang imong supplier ng meat, naghatag na ng billing statement sa imuha, tapos wala kay cash na pambayad. So, what did you do? You paid the supplier, no? Instead of cash, you paid the goods that you are manufacturing to the supplier. So, ang imong gibayad sa supplier ang corned beef. So, this is like addition and pago, no? Addition in payment in your oblicon. So, you use your own stocks, you use your own goods or properties in payment of your indebtedness. And that will be considered as a sale, okay? It will be a transaction deemed sale subject to VAT. So, again, the distribution or the transfer of goods or properties to your stockholders as distribution of dividends or distribution of properties in payment of creditors of an indebtedness, those transactions will be considered as deemed sale. Number 3, consignment of goods if actual sale is not made within 60 days following the date such goods were consigned. So if the sale is not made within 60 days following the date of consignment, then that will be considered a transaction deemed sale. So all consigned goods which are for sale and then wala na baligya, return them before the 60 days, no? So that it will not be considered as deemed sale and not subject to VAT. Otherwise, VATable transaction siya. Lastly, retirement from or cessation of business with respect to inventories of taxable goods existing as of such retirement or cessation. So in other words, like for example, during the time ng pandemic, so naglisod most of the business owners, so the business has been bad and to continue further would result to more losses. So you decided to retire, no? Or to cease or to stop from engaging in business. Pero naa kay nabilin nga mga inventory. Na kay nabilin nga unsold merchandise, unsold inventories. So in the event of retirement or cessation from business, the unsold inventories, let's say for example canned goods, na kay nabilin nga corned beef. So those unsold canned goods, unsold inventories, which are ordinarily subject to VAT, had they been sold, okay, now since you are retiring or ceasing from business, wa na sila nabaligya, then such retirement or cessation from business relative to the inventories of your taxable goods will be considered as deemed sale and subject to VAT. In other words, katong nabilin nga unsold merchandise, subject to VAT. Section 107, VAT on importation of goods. So the computation here is different. Unlike in section 106, where the 12% VAT is deemed included in the selling price, here in section 107, in the event that you import goods, aside from the customs duties or the tariff on importation, you are going to pay also for the internal revenue tax, which is the 12% VAT. Whether you are going to use that for your own consumption or for trade or business, it will still be subject to 12% VAT. Now, the VAT here is determined by multiplying 12% dito sa dutiable value. Okay, dutiable value. So, 12% times the dutiable value. It's dutiable value. So, di siya deemed included. Okay, so this includes transfer, sale, exchange of goods by tax-exempt persons to non-exempt persons. Meaning, pag ang nag-import ng article is a tax-free person, let's say, a foreign embassy here in the Philippines, so exempted ang importation sa VAT. Now, if the foreign embassy, a tax-exempt person, iyang gibaligya katong articles, katong imported articles to a non-exempt person, then that would be considered as an importation. Then a VAT will be imposed on such transfer, sale, exchange of goods by the tax-exempt person to a non-exempt person. And that will be considered importation under Section 107 for purposes of VAT. Section 108. VAT on sale of services and use or lease of properties. So in the engagement of services, there is 12% VAT. Okay? And in the use or lease of properties, pag magrenta ka, ang rental rate, dagdagan ng 12% VAT. So you have the enumeration under Section 108 of the sale of services and the use or lease of properties. The phrase services, lessors, or distributors of cinematographic films, walay amusement tax. Okay? Walang amusement tax dira. Ang amusement tax, dito lang siya sa local tax. Wala diri sa tax code. You also have their proprietors or operators of restaurants, refreshment parlors, cafes, and other eating places, including clubs and caterers. Maski wala kay restaurant pero catering business ka, nagahatod ka og pagkaon, no? Dito sa naga-order sa imuha, naga-cater ka, that will still be subject to VAT. You also have transportation contractors on their transport of goods or cargoes, including persons who transport goods or cargoes for hire and other domestic common carriers by land relative to their transport of goods or cargoes. So, dili ni sila katong mga PUJs or public utility jeepneys or public utility vehicles. So, these are persons who transport goods or cargoes for hire and other domestic carriers by land relative to their transport of goods or cargoes. Pag passenger by land, dili VAT, kundi common carriers tax. Okay? And that is a percentage tax. Dili na siya VAT. Common carriers by air and sea relative to their transport of passengers, goods, or cargoes from one place in the Philippines to another place in the Philippines. Take note, domestic travels ni siya ha, dili siya international. Services of franchise grantees of electric utilities, telephone and telegraph, radio and television broadcasting, and all other franchise grantees except those under Section 119 of this code and non-life insurance companies, meaning except their crop insurances. So you have their Section 119 ha, and non-life insurance companies. So, PLDT, Smart, Globe, and other cell phone or telephone providers, their services are subject to 12% VAT. Dili franchise tax, kundi 12% VAT. Though naa sila'y franchise grants, they are not subject to franchise tax under the tax code. We also have lease of properties shall be subject to the tax herein imposed irrespective of the place where the contract of lease or licensing agreement was executed if the property is leased or used in the Philippines. Okay, take note ang destination and where they are being consumed. Okay, they are leased or used here in the Philippines. Zero-rated transactions. So the zero-rated transactions are those transactions which are subject to VAT, but the rate is not 12%. The rate is 0% because of the rule on destination. So these goods are to be destined outside or abroad like export. So they are therefore zero-rated. Subject to VAT, but the rate is 0%. Sources of zero-rated transactions. So first we have Section 106, letter A, number 2. Letter A, numbers 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Please look at your tax code. Okay? So you have their item number 2 repealed by the Train Law, Republic Act number 10963. So you notice number 2 vetoed, okay, repealed. Kaya yung VAT on export sales, which are zero rated, are those in numbers 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these are export sales, which pertain to the sale and actual shipment of goods from the Philippines to a foreign country. For number 6, okay, the sale of goods, supplies, equipment, and fuel to persons engaged in international shipping or international air transport operations, provided that the goods, supplies, equipment, and fuel shall be used for international shipping or air transport operations. So, ito yung na-mention a while ago, um, regarding sale of goods or supplies. So, may international carrier, whether by air or sea. So, ikaw na nag-provide ng goods and equipment, including fuel, to these international carriers. And that is zero rated. Okay? Provided that the goods, supplies, equipment, and fuel provided nimo shall be used for international shipping or air transport operations. Next, we have Section 106A2, letter B, sale to persons or entities exempted under special laws or international agreements to which the Philippines is a signatory. So, mao ni ang ginatawag na effectively zero-rated sale of goods or properties because they are sold to persons or entities whose exemption is granted under special law or international agreement to which the Philippines is a signatory. So we also have Section 108, letter B, numbers 1 to 7. We have zero-rated services. Look at your tax code. So they are performed in the Philippines, okay? They are performed in the Philippines. While the services are performed in the Philippines, it is still zero-rated, especially in the case of services, unlike goods or properties where it is the destination that governs. So if the goods are to be brought out like it is for export, then they are zero rated. Pag in-import naman natin ang goods, meaning when they are brought in, the importation is subject to 12% VAT. Now in case of services, there are services which are done in the Philippines. We will zero rate it because of the conditions that are being complied with for purposes of zero rating. Number 1, processing, manufacturing, or repacking goods for other persons doing business outside the Philippines, which goods are subsequently exported, where the services are paid for in acceptable foreign currency and accounted for in accordance with the rules and regulations of the BSP. So, ang imong customer dire is non-resident. Here in number 2, services other than those mentioned in the preceding paragraph rendered to a person engaged in business conducted outside of the Philippines or to a non-resident person not engaged in business who is outside the Philippines when the services are performed, the consideration for which is paid for in acceptable foreign currency and accounted for in accordance with the rules and regulations of the BSP. So, the element that will zero rate this, no, while it is done in the Philippines, the person it is rendered to is engaged in the business conducted outside of the Philippines, or it is rendered to a non-resident not engaged in business who is outside of the Philippines when the services are performed. That is why zero-rated siya. Number 3, services rendered to persons or entities whose exemption under special laws or international agreements to which the Philippines is a signatory. Effectively, zero-rated ang tawag. Number 4, services rendered to persons engaged in international shipping, international air transport operations, including leases of property for use thereof. So here, itong international shipping company here, so nag-adto diri sa Philippines, nag-servicing, gitanggal ang mga kalawang, no, ang rust, gilimpyuhan. So naay maintenance. So ang maintenance, ang repair conducted here in the Philippines, but ang aircraft belongs to international carrier. Hence, zero rated gihapon siya. Because what is the element na nagpa zero rated sa iyaha? It's because the aircraft, okay, belongs to an international carrier. Okay, international shipping or international air transport operations ang involved. Then we also have transport of passengers and cargo by domestic air or sea vessels from the Philippines to a foreign country. Remember, katong kaganiha, the sale of services, yung transport by a domestic carrier to a domestic destination. Okay, that is vatable. But if ang domestic carrier, whether by air or sea, na international destination, then zero rated na dayon siya because of the international destination. In other words, if there is transport of passengers and cargo by domestic air or sea carriers from the Philippines to a foreign country, zero rated siya. But if ang biyahe ng domestic carrier is only within the Philippines, okay, from one domestic destination to another domestic destination here in the Philippines, then that is subject to 12% VAT. But again, pag ang transport of passengers and cargo by domestic air or sea carrier from the Philippines to a foreign country, to a foreign destination, so there is international destination, then that makes it zero rated. Then number 7, sale of power or fuel generated through renewable sources of energy. Okay, so here the sale of power or fuel, zero rated siya. And this excludes the use and lease of properties. So again, the use and lease of properties excluded. Only the sale of power or fuel generated through renewable sources of energy ang zero rated transaction. Section 109 enumerates the transactions that are exempted from VAT. So, let's discuss the rules sa exempted transactions. Okay, here, no, the sale or importation of the agricultural and marine food products in their original state exempted from VAT. So kung mag-export ka, mag-import ka, no? Kung mag-import ka ng sibuyas, kamatis, ng okra, okay? So these are agricultural products in their original state, so they are exempted from VAT, including marine food products, okay? Mag-import ka ng isda, mag-import ka ng shrimps, okay? Marine food products in their original state, exempted from VAT. So, whether for local sale or an account of importation, for as long as they are agricultural and marine food products in their original state, exempted sila sa VAT, including livestock and poultry. So, the sale of copra, no, sale of agri-product na siya, in its original state, so exempt siya from VAT. Here, except for feeds for race horses, fighting cocks, aquarium fish, zoo animals, and other animals generally considered as pets, okay? Except sa ilaha, because kato sila, vatable na to sila nga products, no? Ang sale of those feeds for race horses, fighting cocks, aquarium fish, zoo animals, and those animals generally considered as pets, vatable. But when we talk of sale or importation of fertilizers, seeds, seedlings, fingerlings, fish, prawn, livestock, and poultry feeds, including ingredients, whether locally produced or imported, used in the manufacture, no, of feeds, they are exempted from VAT. Okay, balikbayan boxes. So, kanang mga pasalubong ng balikbayan, okay, ng atuang OFWs, ilang mga dala ng OFWs, let's say, ng bakasyon here in the Philippines. So exempted. It is likewise exempted from customs duties. So exempt from VAT. Here, pag ulit nila sa Pilipinas, no? So these are persons coming to settle in the Philippines, or Filipinos or families and descendants who are now residents or citizens of other countries, and then moadto sila diri sa Pilipinas. So pag adto nila diri sa Pilipinas, they are bringing with them ilahang mga gamit. Let's say, personal na mga gamit, professional instruments, implements, tools of trade, occupation or employment, wearing apparel, domestic animals, personal and household effects. So these articles are exempted from VAT. Okay, services subject to percentage tax under Title 5. So exempted siya sa VAT pero taxable siya dito sa Title 5 by way of percentage tax. So mao ni siya ang tax on common carriers, overseas communications tax, tax on the sale of stocks listed through local stock exchange, gross receipts of banks, other non-bank finance intermediaries, insurance companies, etc. So that is subject to the percentage tax. So sa insurance companies, dito gyapon na sila mabelong sa Title 5 under percentage tax. So their services are not subject to VAT but subject to percentage tax under Title 5 of your tax code. Letter F and letter G. So we have services by agricultural contract growers and milling for others of palay into rice. We also have medical, dental, hospital, and veterinary services except those rendered by professionals. So except those rendered by professionals, kasi yung professional services ng lawyers, doctors, ng dentist, engineers, etc., vatable na sila. So except kung ang threshold is 3 million or less, then they opt to be non-VAT. So they can opt to be exempted from the VAT. Pero other than those professionals, katong mga doctors, lawyers, dentists, engineers, so for letter F and letter G, they are tax exempt. So go over letter H up to letter S. Okay. So letter H, then you have letter S, transport of passengers by international carriers. So take note, kapag domestic carrier with domestic flight, 12% VAT. Kapag domestic carrier with international flights, 0 rated. So international carrier exempted from VAT. So you have letter T, letter U, and letter V. Again, tax exempt but subject to percentage tax under Title 5. W and X, okay? Subsection X, yung no gain or loss. So when the property is transferred in exchange of shares of stocks where there is no gain or loss, or on account of merger or consolidation, then such transfer is not subject to VAT. Letter Y, letter Z, association dues, membership fees, other assessments and charges collected by homeowners, associations, and condo of corporations. We also have sale of gold to BSP. So before, no, prior to train law, vatable ni sila nga transactions, kanang Y and Z. So daghan may nagreklamo nga small-scale miners when they sell their gold to the BSP, kasi it used to be zero rated, pero gitanggal ang zero rating, gi-upgrade, so non-VAT na. So the sale of gold to Bangko Sentral is exempted or non-VAT. So we have there 3 million, okay? Ito yung threshold. Because when you're engaged in the sale of goods or properties and performance of services, but your annual sales or receipts do not exceed 3 million, pwede ka mag non-VAT or exempted under BB of Section 109. Now, however, even if your gross sales, below 3 million and you wanted to be part of the VAT system, so you will be subject to 12% VAT, pwede gyapon na siya, that is allowed, even if your gross sales below 3 million. So you can have voluntary na registration as a VAT taxpayer. And if that's the case, the sale or the lease of goods or properties or the performance of services, subject na siya to 12% VAT. Output VAT. Where do you generate your output VAT? So your output VAT is generated from the 12% of your sales. Okay, sales. So yung gross sales mo, i-extract dito ang 12% VAT, then you have your output VAT. Okay. Now, the input VAT is the 12% passed on to you or shifted to you on the account of purchases from your supplier or importation of goods. So, your output VAT less your input VAT is your VAT payable or VAT due. Kaya, ang ginabayaran na lang nimo sa BIR is only the value added, no? The difference between the output VAT and the input VAT. So the sources of your output VAT are from your sales, and the sources of your input VAT credits you have there in section 110. So what are the sources of input VAT? So we have purchases or importation of goods. You multiply it by 12%, and that is your input VAT to be deducted from your output VAT. You have purchases of real properties where VAT is paid, services where VAT is paid, transactions deemed sale, so that is also a source of input VAT. We have already discussed what are those transactions which are considered as deemed sale. And you have letter E and letter F, transitional input VAT and presumptive input VAT under section 111 that will be discussed next meeting.